Well, hey there. Hi, it's Leslie from LuvINK&Paper. Oh, what a busy Monday. It is just Monday, right? So all weekend we've been working on redoing a room. We got all the walls done today, all pretty. They look gorgeous. Oh, I meant to bring my little... Oh wait, I did. I'm gonna just move that out of the way because you guys know who I am. So this is the color. It doesn't really show as well here as on the wall. It's called Offshore Mist. And when I posted pictures on my personal page, I had people going, is that blue? Is it gray? And I went, it's both, sort of. It's definitely in the bright daylight. It definitely looks more blue, almost not quite balmy blue, but pretty close. And then as the day got grayer and more overcast and the snow started to fall and stuff, it definitely took on a grayer tone in that. So anyway, I am so happy to be getting that done. So happy. So I said we were going to make a little craft keeper. Let me see if I have that picture. I might have left the picture in the dining room. Oh well, you'll get to see it eventually. So I have all my little pieces of designer series paper here. So we're gonna put those on later. You're gonna want a really strong adhesive for putting the parts together, okay? And then you can use just regular Stampin' Seal to put the designer series paper on, okay? So the pieces that you need for your compartments, okay, one is to hold your big stuff like tear tape and dimensionals and stuff like that. And then there's a smaller compartment that will hold like glue dots, and then there's the smallest will hold, well, it won't hold this Tombow because of my thing, but it will hold that glue. All right, so let's start with the big one, okay? All right. Now, I probably should have prepped some of these a little bit ahead, but I didn't. So, what we're going to do is we're going to score the short side. That's this way. Okay. At 1.5. Oh man, I should have really, like, at least done a pretty good job washing my hands, because you see all the paint. Okay. It's weird that that's not. Alright. So, 1.5. And I'm going to have to go out, pull this out a little bit. And go down here and go to 6.5, which is right there. Okay, that nice big one right there. So 1.5 and 6.5. Okay, and we're going to turn it to the long side, and we're going to score it at 4.5. Like that. And 6. So that's right there. Okay. So that one's done. Well, it's not done, but the scoring is done. So let's move on to the middle size one. Okay. So this one, we're going to score the short side, the smaller side, which is 5. And we're going to score that at 1 and at 4. Well, that's easy enough. 1 inch. Careful, don't cut it. Use your light scoring blade. 1 and 4. Okay, so we're going to just slide this over to 4. over here. Okay. All right, then we're going to turn it and score the long side at 3. And at 4. Okay. All right, that's looking good. Then we're going to score this little one, the short side, at 1 and 2 1/4. So 1 right there. Okay. And 2 1/4 is right over there. Like that. Then we're going to turn this, the long side, at 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Okay. There. Alrighty. So that should be everything you need the trimmer for. So that can go away. Alright. So then we're going to do the same thing to all of these pieces. Alright. The thing you want to do is you want to take your bone folder and you want to really give all of those score lines a nice crease. Okay. So we're just going to give those all a nice crease. Alright. And we're going to do the same thing to all of them. So, and it doesn't matter whether you go, you know, the short way first or the long way first. It doesn't matter. You just want to give them all a nice firm crease. Alright. Like that. Okay. Alright. And the big one. Okay. There's that. And there's that one. And one more this way. All right. So once you have all of those cut, okay, I mean, no, sorry, not cut, scored and creased. Now you're going to take your paper snips and on this narrow one, so they all have this little narrow band, okay, in the middle, okay, which becomes the bottom. All right. Here's what you want to do. You need to create tabs. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut a little triangle. So you're going to cut right up on the score line, and then you're going to take a little tiny wedge. Okay, so I'm cutting on the score line to that first score line right there. I'm going to make my snip stop. Then I'm going to hold this little smaller tab and I'm going to take a little triangle off of it. Okay, like, and you can make it doesn't really matter. Like, you can actually take a little bit more than that if you want. All right, and that's called a miter cut, and you do that to reduce the amount of cardstock, and you want to reduce the bulk in here. So you're just going to take a little, see how that, I just take a little snip, okay, up to that corner. All right, so you're going to do that on all of them, on all 3 chunks. You're going to cut to the score line, and then you're just going to cut a little triangle like that. Okay, so you want to just go ahead and do all 3 pieces on both sides. That's a good thing it's going to be on the inside. Okay, like that. See? I'm just taking, I could even take a little more off of this side actually. Like that. That's a little better. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna just do that on it. I've got one more to go. So this middle skinny spot, okay, so you have a bigger, and this little skinny in the middle. Okay. So up, and whoa, I almost cut the wrong side. Probably wouldn't have been a big deal, but you want to cut it off the little tab, okay? Not the long tabs, because those are going to form your sides. I hope those measurements were correct, because this is looking a little funky. I'm hoping I did this right. Alright, well, we may find that this isn't right, but we're going to hope that it is. Alright, so, and we may have a problem with this one, you guys. This small one. Three and 3/4 by 6. Okay, the piece is the right size. Score at 1. Yep, I did that. And score on the short side at 1.5. Oh, that's why. I did something. No. Short side at, got the short side, and I scored it at 1, and I scored it at 2.25. That's right. Okay, and then on the long side, we're scoring at 3 and at 4. Okay, maybe it will be all right. Says, unless the directions are wrong that I'm using. Okay, we'll see. Okay, so then we're going to take your adhesive, and often we put these in between the two like this, but you don't want that inside all the way inside, okay? You want this to go, you want it to adhere to this big one, and then you want this to cover it, okay? And the reason you want to do that, and you can see it in here, is now it's nice and smooth. Nothing's going to get caught on the top of that tab, all right? So, since we're doing that this way, we're going to put adhesive here. Let me do that. It's going to go here. Oh man, what a mess I am. I've got paint everywhere. All right, so we're going to put some paint, some tape there. Tape on the other one. And then, since this is going to go out here, and this is going to go on top of it, we want adhesive here. Okay, and you want it way out at the edge so that it will be nice and smooth. Whoops, need a little more than that. Well, it'll be all right, I think. All right, let's do this one. tore a little lower than I thought it was going to. There. Okay, so let's just put this one together and then we'll do the rest. But I wanted to just show you how this is going to go. So now you're going to take your fingernail, you're going to take something, and we're going to pick this up and pick this up. Whoops, did I pull that? Oh, that came right off. Usually tear and tape doesn't do that. Okay. There. All right, so now we're going to fold this up. Now you want to kind of, if you can, build it on your desk so that it stays flush and flat. All right, so we're going to put that one up. All right, then we're going to take this one off. Like that. Okay, then you want to take this and fold that back. Okay, so it'll be nice and smooth. And now you can see there's nothing to get caught in there. Okay, so that's why we're doing it the way we're doing it. Right. All right, let's take this one. My husband is out there laughing and having a blast with my sister who is here helping paint. And I'm feeling like he's being a little loud. So if you're hearing them, that's what's going on. His voice tends to carry, and usually he's not, there's nobody for him to talk to when I'm in here doing this. So, anyway. And I don't really want to leave you guys to go out there and say, hey, tone it down, dudes. All right. Okay, so now we're going to leave it flush and flat here. Okay, and we're going to just give that a little rub. Okay, and now, well, there, we'll pretend, oh, this does have them in there. Oh, see, now that's, something's wrong. Unless, you know what, I don't think she puts the box in. I don't think Rhonda does. So there. Now your glue dots can fit in there. Okay. All right. So you got to take them out of the box. Okay. Let's do the big compartment next. All right. Because these smaller ones are going to fit on the front side like this. Okay. We've got a couple more things to do. We need to do some trimming. And we just want to go from this corner right up straight. It's a nice straight, and you can almost do it in one close of your scissors. Okay. And from this one, I have to go the other way. So I'm going to go to the corner here and nearly one straight snip of the scissors. So we have those nice slotted sides. Okay. All right. But let's put the adhesive on this one. So again, we're going to put it on this tab. Okay. And then, okay, just like that. And then we're going to put the short side, and that's going to close that tab in. All right, so you can go ahead and do all of those tabs the same way if you want. Okay, because we're going to build all these boxes the very same way. Okay. Come on, you. Get to where I want you. There we go. Okay. All right. So, give those a little burnish with my bone folder, because I find that the backing comes off more easily if I do this. it separates from the adhesive better. Okay. All right, where's that take your pick tool? There it is. So we'll just lift that. There it is. And that will come off. And this will come off. I recommend only doing one side at a time and one tab at a time if you can. Okay. I would go ahead, stand our tall side up, lift that flap right there. Okay. Let it stay flush. Grab your tool and then take this adhesive backing off right there. Okay, and then you're going to close that. Now it's going to get harder on the other side. Okay, the first side is always easier. All right, so now we're going to carefully take that off and this one off right here. Okay, we're going to fold this side in. We're going to get it nice and square as we can. We're going to fold up the little side. Okay, and we're going to take this off. All right, and then we're going to just fold that around. Okay, and then you can lay it on its side and give it a nice little rub on the inside to get that adhesive all firmed up. So this is your back side. This will hold your tear tape. It'll hold your dimensionals. It'll hold all kinds of stuff back there for you. Okay, you could even put some embellishments if you want. You could totally make another one of these and for your embellishments. Okay. Okay, so there's that, and then these are going to stick on the front. Okay, yeah, see that? I don't think that's right. I think she gave me the wrong. I think this one is wrong. I think it should have been 1 1/4, not 2 1/4. At 1 and maybe at 2. All right, well, I'll fix this one for you. Okay, I can't go get another piece of cardstock, but I will change the dimensions for that and when I put the scoring in, because I only gave you guys the dimensions. I didn't give you the scoring place measurements in the post today, so I will fix that. All right, so we're not going to finish, okay? But what we are going to do is finish this, and then I'll show you how to put that other one on, and we'll put the designer series paper on so you can see kind of where it goes, and then you'll be able to finish that one. There we go. That's pretty straight. You'll be able to finish that third compartment more easily. Okay. And when you glue these, you're going to want to try and I would use the liquid glue if you can, because then you get a little bit of wiggle room, and you just hold it. You can hold it so it's nice, and that way you can be sure that it's nice and flush when you do that. Okay, so we'll probably be using that. But let's put the pieces on here. Let's make sure we got that. So here's a side piece. Okay, and we have a little side piece down here. Okay, so let's put that there. And we can actually do both sides of the big one. Like this. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. The measurements, the tutorial is incorrect, I believe. And I will figure that out. Okay, so I'm using the Flower and Field Designer Series paper because I love daisies, and I thought that that little bit of pool party was nice. Okay, there. Then we'll find, you're going to want designer series paper over here. And then there's a front spot right here. Okay, so now what you have left are pieces for the other side. Okay, and then the front, but clearly that's wrong. So I need to figure that out for you. And I can do that. All right. All right. Now, if you're one that would like the designer series to paper to go all the way up, I would go ahead and measure this side. Okay, so for this big one, it's 4.5. I would cut your designer series paper to 4.5. Put it on maybe before you trim that corner. That's up to you, but that's maybe what I would do if you really want it all the way up there. I actually kind of like this. All right, so now we're going to put this little piece on the front of this box. Now there is obviously no designer series paper here because you're going to be sticking something else to it. Okay, so that doesn't need any designer series paper, which is why you only have 2 more pieces left. You have one for the outside of the small one and one for the front of the small one. Okay, which are wrong, so don't worry about that. And I'm very sorry if I made you waste cardstock. All right, so that's what happens when you borrow somebody else's tutorial. Thank you, Ronda Wade, but then it doesn't work if you don't test it. And I was busy painting, not testing my tutorial. So there is that. So now I've got these. I'm going to just slide this back. I'm going to just check for being flush and smooth on my desk. And then I'm just going to hold these like that. Okay, so it just has to hold for just a few seconds. All right. And now you have almost a full adhesive caddy for your desk. Okay, and you could probably use it for other things. If if you were working on a project and you needed ribbon, you could almost set your ribbon reel. It's too big to store in there, but if you needed to kind of hold it, you could do that. Have a whole project's worth of stuff kind of together. You could put, not those, some of these, that might almost work. You could almost put some embellishments in the smaller one. I bet these faceted gems would fit. Yep. So, use it as you will, but it was technically designed to hold your adhesives. Okay. So I will measure and figure out where the score lines are wrong, and I will get that all posted. All right, I will try to do that in a little bit. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed that and that it was helpful to you, other than the fact that one piece was wrong. So I still think that the 6 by 3 3/4 for the size piece is right. It's just the scores are off a little bit. And I think these long scores this way, this score and this score, I think are correct, because that's going to give me, it's going to fit in there. The problem is it's not centered sideways. So I think it needed to be a little wider this way. So I'll fix that and post that for you guys, and I'll put the score lines for the other ones as well. So there you go. I hope that was fun. I had fun with you, and I will be back here on Wednesday night. All right. Hey, thanks, guys. Bye.